everyone, and welcome back to Pilates on the water. And Lammy and I have come back outside today. It's a beautiful day and we're going to come straight down onto the mat.
So come down into a lying position in neutral spine on your mat. In neutral spine we have the knees bent and the feet placed hip width apart with your heels in line with your sit bones. Make sure there's an equal space between your knees, toes and your heels. We'll place the fingertips just lightly on top of the abs to begin with to find those abdominal muscles. There might be a small space under your lumbar spine. With your inward breath, breathing in through your nose, just feel your ribcage expanding out to the sides and try not to allow that rib to lift heavily towards the ceiling. But on your outward breath, we're blowing out through the mouth, narrowing the waist all the way around, drawing towards the center. On your outward breath, feel your abdominal muscles moving away from your fingers as you narrow your waist. Next, we're going to find our supported or imprinted spine position. Check that in neutral spine we have a nice long neck, the chin is softly down, we're as long as we can be, into the tail. We'll take that inward breath to prepare. And this time, as you exhale, narrowing the waist and tightening your abs, we're going to press down into the mat with the lumbar part of the spine. You're finding the mat underneath the whole of your back. The middle of the back is closing downwards into your mat. Inhale to release your spine back to its natural curve and repeat. Exhale to press down and imprint. Feel those tummy muscles tighten as you press your lumbar back down into the mat. Inhale to release. Now on our next imprint, we're going to hold that position. Exhale to press down with the ribs and the belly, pushing your back down into the mat. Hold your position and now take your inward breaths using the outside of your rib cage. Hold your imprinted spine and on the next breath, release. Well done. We're going to incorporate that supported position for the core with some of our movements through the legs or arms next. Inhale to prepare and exhale, press down into the mat. Hold your position, taking your breaths to the outside of your rib cage. Maintain that contraction though through the core muscles. Maintain imprint and supported position. On your next exhalation, slide one leg down the mat. Extend the leg fully, pointing your toes. We're going to slightly lift that leg just an inch or two away from the floor. Feel how your abdominal muscles are working as you just lift the weight of your leg. And then lower the leg, sliding it back in. On the next exhalation, lengthen the leg down the mat, stretch it fully, and then slightly float it just above your mat. Breathe deeply. Hold your imprinted position, and then lower that leg and slide it back. We'll do a few more leg extensions. Really stretch those legs as you slightly lift each time. We're alternating from left to right. Use your outward breath to reach away and press down with your back into the mat just to make that little leg movement. Start to feel the muscles of your legs also warming up. We'll just do one more. Well done. Now we're going to do some leg floats. So on your exhalation, go down into your imprinted or supported position Bring your hands now down to the mat and press down gently with the backs of the hands and your arms. On your next exhalation, lengthen the leg. We're going to float it a little higher now towards the ceiling. Importantly, keep your glute down on the floor as you stretch your leg all the way up to the tip of your toe. Then flex your foot, reaching into the heel, and float the leg down. You're still contracting the abdominal muscles as you stretch into your heel and then return the leg. Let's do the same on the other side. Exhale up and away. Inhale. Flex your foot, reach into the heel. Exhale down and in. And repeat. Slide away and up. Lengthen and float. Slide it in. Keep working at finding those abdominal muscles. Keep working at keeping your glute down on the mat. Try not to let it round away from the mat as you lift your leg and really stretch all the way into that heel. And one more. So next we're going to work those arms. Find your imprinted or supported position. We're going to stabilize the shoulder blade. Inhale as you float and extend your arm towards the ceiling, but retract the shoulder down into the mat. Then we're going to rotate the palm inwards, exhale and float and reach the arm out along the floor to the tips of the fingers. Find the mat under the whole of the back of your shoulder and your arm. Inhale to center, rotate the palm away, and exhale, lengthen the back of your hand towards the back. Try and keep your arms straight. It doesn't matter if you can't touch the floor behind you. We're just getting that shoulder blade as flat as possible and the arm as long and straight as possible without losing the rib cage up like this. Keep hold of the ribs and the belly, pressing into your mat. Inhale to center and then exhale, press down strongly into the floor with the arm. Let's go to the other side. Inhale, exhale out. Inhale center, exhale out and over, stretch. Inhale center, exhale down and press. One more each way. Inhale, exhale out. Tighten the rib cage here. Inhale, exhale over. A straight arm, don't bend the elbow. Inhale, exhale and press into the floor. And other side. Inhale, exhale out. Inhale center, exhale over. Really reach. Press down with those ribs. Inhale, exhale and press. Let's do both arms now. Find the mat under the small of your back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Really reach out to the side. Press those shoulders into the mat. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, over. Now we're drawing down with the rib cage away from the hands, down towards the hips. Inhale, center, and exhale, press. One more set. Inhale, exhale, out. And press and release. Well done. So next we're going to work a little bit deeper into those abdominals, and and if you are a beginner, you need to keep that imprinted or supported position. But if you're a little bit more advanced, you'll be doing this for a little bit longer, we can maintain our neutral spine position as long as those abs are fully engaged and you're keeping hold of that rib cage a little bit there. So starting off in your neutral or supported position, nice and long through the back of the leg, and we're finding those abdominals as well as lifting the pelvic floor. So just press down with those arms into the mat a little bit. So we're pressing the shoulder blades, the backs of the arms and the hands. Lift your pelvic floor and we'll float one leg into your tabletop position. Nice stretch of the toes there, and bring that knee just above the hip. Don't come in too far, otherwise you'll lose your abdominals. So stay out with that knee above the hip. Inhale to float that leg down. As we lift and lower the leg into your tabletop position, we're more or less maintaining 90 degrees behind the knee. So we want to avoid, when you're lifting up or down from tabletop, we want to avoid any movement through the knee like that. So don't use your knee as a hinge. Keep that angle more or less the same. We'll just do one more there. And then on your next exhalation, lifting that pelvic floor up into your tabletop. Now, if you need to have a little rest from tabletop, or your back is starting to lift away from the floor, or you're losing your abdominals, then just draw the knees towards you a little bit, and that will switch off those abs and you can just take a little rest. Or you can hug the knees in, just relax and take a few relaxation breaths. You don't need to wait, just take a rest when you need to. So we're floating up into our tabletop position now and holding tabletop with one leg whilst performing that little touchdown or tap with the other leg. And again, avoid using your knee as a hinge. Keep hold of the abs. Exhale to lower away and in. Exhale to lower away. Try not to drop your foot like this. That's not a tabletop tap. We need to use the abdominals to lower and lift. Now, if you're quite happy and you're not struggling, you can take a rest, remember, if you need one. We can add the opposite arm reach that we did earlier to this. So we're reaching away with the opposite arm as you make your little toe tap. So we've got the beginnings of a dead bug. That's what we call dead bug, that position. Exhaling away, and you can see the remaining leg is maintaining the tabletop position. Let's just take a little break then, hug those knees in and take a deep breath. And we can take that to the next stage, or just repeat the one you've just done with your bent legs. So for the last level of our dead bug, again, we need to find our imprinted position or supported position if you are new to Pilates or a little bit more of a beginner. And we must maintain that nice contracted core area. Send those knees out, and we're lifting the pelvic floor to support that move. And we're going to start with the catch position now. So we've got the fingertips just lightly either side of each knee. Shoulders are back down into the mat, and this time I'm going to exhale, lengthen that leg right away, and the opposite arm right away from center, and then inhale, return back to the start position. Exhale, reach it all the way out, lovely tight tummy, and inhale. Now we're trying to maintain or hold our ground with this tabletop leg. It is not bicycling in towards you. All right, so have a go at holding that steady. Remember to take your rest if you need one. And we do need quite a lot of support here with the pelvic floor. So if you are pelvic floor compromised, you're better to take a little modification and just keep the feet down on the mat and do some slides instead. So here's your modified option. And whichever one you're doing, we'll just do one more each way. Exhale. And in. And in. Well done. Hug it in and relax. So we can also do a similar exercise for our back muscles. And we're going to come up into all fours to do our bug in this position. However, if you have a knee injury, you can do the whole thing lying on your tummy instead. So just come down to the mat and extend your arms. So if you have a knee injury, you'll be doing a little Superman move, lifting opposite arm, opposite leg, while stretching out the tips of your fingers and toes. Very importantly, don't rock to the side. So we're going to come back onto all fours for those of you that have good knees. Get ready for our dead bug in prone position. Start in your all square position. So knees are directly below your hips, feet are relaxed in line with those knees, wrists are directly under the shoulders, and we're nice and tight through those tummy muscles with a flat, straight spine, head is up and engaged. And we need to be able to move one hand and extend it without tilting or tipping the body across to the opposite side. And the same goes for the leg. So start just being able to slide the leg before you lift. If you end up just trying to lift the leg and you find your body tilting to the side, then you can see we've lost the angle of the body. So this is why we're working first of all at just holding that all square position. We'll inhale to prepare. Exhale, reaching out first of all, holding your square, and then up and lengthening into the fingers. Now we don't have to come up too high. Exhale away, and up, and inhale, return. And inhale, exhale, and inhale. And if you're down on your mat, on your tummy, we're continuing with those little lifts. Let's just do one more. Well done. So we're just going to find our child's pose position now. Knees as wide as the mat, toes together. Sit back with your tail. And keeping those arms shoulder width and straight, lengthen the fingers away down the mat and pressing the chest towards the mat. Bring your head down into neutral position. If you're somebody that has a knee injury, then from your Superman position here, roll straight over onto your tummy instead, onto your back rather, instead. Soles of the feet together, knees as wide as the mat again, and find your imprinted spine that you had earlier. Pressing down with the ribs and the belly, and just find the mat underneath the whole of your back. Retracting those shoulders, child's pose in this position, keep the arms shoulder width apart again and straight. Lengthen with the palms facing each other towards the back wall. We're trying not to lose the rib cage here, and we're lengthening and straightening the arms. Remember, you're not attempting to touch the floor behind you. You'll lose the stretch. We're lengthening from the tip of the finger into the tip of the tail, and then release. Now I've put the head block or towel just behind my head for our level 1. And if you're somebody that has an injury to your neck or spine or osteoporosis and you don't want to come into chest lift position, then you can just keep your head down on the mat and work on your imprint. So if you're doing your imprint for the next few moves, it's important that you have got the head on something so that we can really keep the back in contact with the floor. We don't want that chin lifting and the head dropping back. We're starting off either with your imprint, with your arms down beside you, using your exhalation to press down with the arms and the belly. Alternatively, bring your fingers behind the head now, ready for a little bit of work in chest lift. Now, some people do suffer with neck injury or pain, so if you want to keep your head down, please do. But have a little go at this method I found quite useful for relieving any tension in the neck. Open the elbows as wide as you can. Your fingertips behind the head are your imaginary comfy pillow. We're lengthening the neck. As you exhale, squeeze down with the ribs, contract your belly and lift your pelvic floor. And on the exhalation, we're just floating the head just to our level 1 chest lift or neutral position. Now, we're not very high and we haven't come into any kind of flexion. The weight of the head is resting on a comfy pillow. You should be able to circle or move your head gently from side to side. Your fingers are supporting the head, the elbows are wide, but those abs are definitely switched on. So there's your level 1, and it's more of a neutral position, and that should be safe for most people to do, even if you have a small injury or if you have osteoporosis. And then slowly lower back down to the mat. Now, for our level 2 or chest lift position, this might not be suitable for you, particularly if you have osteoporosis, as we're coming now into flexion without too much support. So we start with the same position, and as you exhale, we're scooping down with the belly, tightening the tummy, unpeeling the head again through that level 1 position, and then coming a little higher. We've got much deeper flexion. The chin is drawing slightly down towards the chest, but don't jam it onto your chest. Keep lengthening into the crown of the head, and now we're looking between those knees. So for that level 2 chest lift, we are in that little higher position. However, you should still feel that your head is resting on its comfy pillow. There shouldn't be any tension in the neck, and your hands are there really to assist you. And we can add our tabletop position to this. So carefully floating up one leg plus 2. Exhale for your tabletop tap. Inhale. Now remember, if you need to, stick with your level 1 neutral or your imprinted position and continue with your tabletop taps here. But otherwise, we're imagining our head is resting comfortably on its lovely comfy pillow, your hands. If you start to feel your neck taking over here, draw those knees in and then relax back. Let's just take a rest now, and we can use that comfy pillow position to help us sometimes if we need a little bit of extra help in our ab series. So the first one of our ab series is our single leg stretch, and we'll start with just a level 1 where your head is down on the head block or towel. Bring your feet down to the mat, hands down beside you. Exhale to engage the core and press the belly and the back down into the mat, into your imprinted position. And if you want to, you can just do your little leg stretch we did earlier, exhaling to reach away. The next level would be to float the leg into your tabletop, stretching out and in. Now I'm not coming too low with the leg, just reaching away and back in. The leg is in tabletop is maintaining that position, and the leg that is stretching is not coming too low because I want to keep the back down on the mat. For our next level, we have the hands behind the head and we're in our chest lift position, reaching away. Now, because the head is higher, the back is staying down on the mat, and I can start to take that leg a little bit longer and lower towards the floor. And our last level, as you reach away, we bring the opposite hand to the inside of the knee, the same side hand towards the calf. We're using those tummy muscles to hold that chest lift position and switching on the exhalation. If you start to feel your neck taking over when your tummy muscles should be doing the work, come back to your comfy pillow. You can immediately feel the tummy starting to work again. And then when you're ready, back to your single leg stretch. And hug it in. Well done. So now we're going to work those obliques and have a look at some different levels for crisscross. Bringing your feet down to the mat for the first level, hands behind the head, and we're going to keep one elbow in contact with the floor. Begin with your imprint. Exhale down. As one shoulder comes up and in towards the center of the body, lift your opposite knee up into your tabletop. Inhale to lower. We've got a half oblique twist and a tabletop leg. And again. Imagine you're still supporting your head on its comfy pillow, but you're incorporating a little twist across and working those internal and external oblique muscles. And then we'll come to the next level. And in the next level, bring the arms down beside you to start with. Engaging your core, and we'll lift the leg into tabletop. Hold your tabletop. Then bring the hands behind. Exhale up into your chest lift. We're holding our chest lift position. Exhale as you twist and reach away. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist and reach. Inhale, center. Exhale, lengthen out. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach. Now, we're staying up in this level for the twist. As you reach away, you're holding your lovely tabletop leg in place. The other leg is lengthening straight down the mat. Try not to let your legs or the bottom half of your body wiggle from side to side. The top half of the body is taking a small twist or contraction, but again, there shouldn't be wild movement from side to side. We'll do one more. Reach around, hug those knees in, and relax down. Well done. Come down onto your side now and bring your hips towards the back edge of your mat. Your shoulder should also be close to the back edge of your mat, and your head can be lying on your bicep. If you need to, roll up your towel and pop it underneath the head. We are going to line up the knees and the feet. Stacking your feet, make sure your top knee is as long as your bottom knee. When you look at those knees, if the top knee is looking a bit shorter like this, then the hip is out of alignment. Lengthen the hip forward and extend your top knee so that it matches. Now tightening the core muscles and keep your bottom heel down on the floor. Open that top knee a little bit away from the bottom knee, but see if you can keep it as long as your bottom knee. So rather than it shortening backwards and losing the alignment of the hip, we are in fact isolating this little medial glute behind the hip. Keep the feet stacked as well so they don't come apart, and try not to lift your heels. and then lower that knee back on top. We'll do that again. Exhale and press that knee away. Hold it there for a second or two, pushing your bottom heel down into the mat, lengthening down towards the knee, and then slowly lower. Let's go again. Open your clamshell and hold for a full breath. It's slow motion clam today, and lower. And on this fourth one, we'll lift and hold. Now I'm going to unpeel the whole leg. Reach that knee up first towards the ceiling and stretch your leg like a huge yawn. Flex your foot now. We're working the heel. Float it down towards the floor. Point and lift up. Float slowly down with control. Point and lift and stretch. All the way down slowly. And inhale up. Exhale down. And float in. Exhale lower. One more. Lift and float it down. And bring that knee back into place. Well done. Now we're simply going to switch ends to do the other side. So we can swing those legs all the way across to the other side of your mat. Make sure your hips, shoulders and back are close to the back edge of your mat. Stack your feet, line up those knees. Fingertips can be in front, or you can just feel what's going on with the point of the pelvis there. Float the leg up, press it into the tension. See if you can keep this knee just above that bottom knee so it stays long all the way through, and then close. And again, lift and press, and close. Lift and press, and close. And a breath. Now hold it there. We're going to unpeel, stretch and reach that leg up, flex the foot and float the heel down towards the floor. Point and lift and flex and float. Keep lengthening the leg as you go. First of all, you're lengthening, reaching into the toe, then lengthening, reaching into the heel. 2 more floats. And one more float. Well done, and then bring the knees back in. Next we're going to roll over onto our back and get ready for a shoulder bridge position. So you're starting off with your neutral spine, and remember this is with our knees bent and our feet flat. We might have a small curve underneath the back. We're nice and long through the back of the neck. For shoulder bridge, we need to bring the feet in a little bit closer to the body. So just slide the heels in so that they are now directly underneath your knees. We need that extra support from the legs. There is a small space between the knees and the feet, not much, 2 or 3 fingers width, with those toes pointing straight ahead. Bring your arms down by your side. Flatten the whole hand, the wrist, reach down with the back of the arm into the mat and find the mat under the shoulders. Now on your exhalation, we're going to find the imprinted spine again. As you breathe out, begin that movement with the rib cage and the belly, pushing the small of your back into the mat. Then we'll create a little pelvic tilt so that the belly button becomes lower than the pubic bone. Then we're going to begin to lift or unpeel the tailbone, then the lower spine, 1 vertebra at a time, middle spine, really tighten the tummy and the ribs here, and then unpeel all the way up through and across the shoulders to the top of those shoulders, not onto the neck. Squeeze your glutes, they are doing the work. Keep those knees in line and the weight even over the soles of your feet. Don't allow those knees to drift out or the weight to move to the outside edge of your foot. Work the glute. If you struggle in this position, place your hands under your hips for a little bit of extra support. Reach those fingers down under the body. Don't allow the wrists to lift like this or the fingers to curl. Lengthen them. Inhale at the top. Exhale. Squeeze again down first with the ribs to place the upper spine down. Tighten the tummy to place the middle spine down. And then we're landing the lower back, keeping the tail up. And finally, we're releasing those glutes and the tail. And then allowing the spine to return to its natural curve. Breathe in at the bottom and then repeat. Press down with those arms. Keep the tummy tight. Inhale. Exhale. Now hold the top of your bridge. If you need to, adjust your feet slightly. You can bring them in a touch more if you need a little bit of extra support for stability. We've got an option next. Either lift one heel or lift the heel and then unpeel the whole leg, stretching it towards the ceiling. See if you can keep your hips level with the floor here without them tilting or losing that lovely square position. Then repeal or lower your heel. Let's do the other side. Lift just the heel, keeping the pelvis level. Alternatively, unpeel and stretch, keeping that pelvis nice and level. Repeal and lower. Well done. One more each side. Just the heel or the whole leg. Stretch. Repeal. Lovely stretch through the leg. We're working the backs of those arms as well. And stretch. And repeal. Now we'll just take a small break. So on the next exhalation, before we lose our lovely technique and line, we'll scoop down and begin to repeal to the bottom of the bridge. Lovely deep breath in and hug the knees in. Relax your breathing and then return the feet back ready to come up to that nice high bridge position again. So I brought my heels in a little bit tighter now. Inhale, exhale and roll up. Pressing down with those arms. Find the mat under the back of your upper arm, the wrists and the fingers. Either lift just your heel or unpeel the leg. We've got 3 little pulses, a slight lower of the hips, halfway down, and push up, press into the glutes, halfway down, push up into the glute. If you've just got your heel lifted, it's exactly the same. Push up into the glute, and then lower that foot, go to the other side, just the heel, or the whole leg. Little pulse. Exhale, push into that glute, lift the tail, keep the wrists down, lower, and lift and press. One more. And exhale, push to the top. Well done. And lower that foot. Now just give that tail a little squeeze up. Inhale, exhale, and repeal. Good workout there for the thighs as well. And then we're going to hug it in and find your position yet again. Heels are quite close in now. We've got a little bit more length through the spine. Exhale and lift that tail. Heels down. Stretching one arm even longer underneath the body Exhale over and lengthen the other arm out across the floor. Lift your tail. Reach that back arm overhead, away another inch as you lift that tail. And switch. Lift that tail, squeeze it up, and stretch that top arm another inch away. And switch. Top arm, reach in the opposite direction. Those arms are growing in length as you squeeze the tail up. Watch them grow. Stretch and push. Well done. Now bring the arms under the body. Let's see if we can stretch both arms over. Push the tail up. Lengthen those fingers another inch. Bring them back under the body and press them down into the floor. And again, reaching over. Stretch. And under the body. Well done. One more. Stretch and under the body. Now I don't know about you, but my glutes are going to need a good stretch after this. So we'll inhale, exhale, and re-peel slowly. Oh, and then hug it in and relax. Now I can feel all those glute muscles really need a good stretch out, so that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to bring one foot down to the floor and take the other leg, or the ankle rather, across the thigh of that bottom leg. Now we're using the ankle rather than the foot here and flexing the foot on the top there, so you're reaching into the heel. But if you have any problems with your hips, you could just release the pressure a little bit and just rest that foot on the top of the knee of the other leg instead. So you haven't got quite so much pressure on your hip joint. But we're just working that ankle onto the thigh and working that knee out to the side. So just gently start to push that knee a little bit away from you with your hand. But again, if you've got a hip issue, don't do any pushing with the hand. We don't want to increase the pressure in the joint. This foot on the top is flexed, so you're reaching into your heel. Now open those arms out to the side. They are just below shoulder height. We don't want them too high, they're not up by the head. They're just below that shoulder, so we can get the whole of the shoulder blade completely flat against the floor. And we're just going to rock that knee towards the floor. So allowing the legs to drift across, the hip is going to lift away from the floor. The opposite shoulder though is not going to lift, it's going to stay flat as you can keep it, as you take that lovely stretch all the way through the torso down to the side. Now we'll take a nice deep breath there and then slowly exhale using your tummy muscles and your ribs to bring that back to center before easing your heel that's on the top over and across to the opposite side. Now remember, our goal with the upper body is to stay level on the floor. The head hasn't moved, the shoulders have not moved, the hip is lifted right away as I try and press that heel into the floor on the opposite side. I can feel it twisting through the belly muscles there as well, and then slowly back to center. Now we're not quite done with that leg and that glute yet, so next we're going to just hold that position with your hands and your arms. Exhale up and find your tabletop position. Now remember, your tabletop position, the knee, this bottom knee, is above your hip. Make sure it hasn't come across the body like this. So bring it out, find your 90-degree bend behind the knee, and keep the flexion in that top leg, even though your bottom foot is still pointed in that lovely, perfect tabletop. Same thing, we're taking the knee across to the side, keeping the opposite shoulder down on the floor. Now really lengthen away into the opposite hand. So those fingertips are stretched out across the floor. They're not curled or bent, and that shoulder is not lifting. Exhale to center, and let's see if we can take the heel down towards the floor now. And it might not be that you can go all the way down. The key thing is to keep the opposite shoulder here down on the floor, so there's not lifting away. We can feel the pressure across the torso. Back is getting a lovely big stretch, and we're trying to maintain a tabletop shaped leg with that bottom leg. Return to center, pop that knee directly above the hip, top foot is still flexed, and lower. Well done if you manage those, they're deep stretches. Let's go to the other leg then. The ankle goes across, so your foot is sticking out a little bit on the top. Bottom knee is in line with the hip. Top knee, we're pushing it out to the side. You can use your hand just to increase that stretch if you want to. And then starting off with this knee, moving over slowly down towards the floor. Opposite shoulder stays glued to the floor. Don't let it lift. Keep the head central. Lovely slow breath. Really release that out. Exhale to center. Tighten those tummy muscles. And press the back into the mat. And let's go to the opposite side, so the heel leads this time. Opposite shoulder staying flat. We're reaching into those fingertips on the other side. Stretch them out. Push that shoulder into the floor. Exhale and center. Squeeze it down. Well done. Are you ready for your tabletop? Don't forget those tummy muscles and ribs to lift that leg. Place your tabletop, knee above hip, toe is pointed on that side. Hold it there. Remember the knee goes down first, slightly easier on that side. Take it directly to the side. Don't let it move away from the body. See if you can keep your opposite shoulder down. Exhale to center. Hold your tabletop for a minute, and then taking that heel down towards the floor. Allowing the hip to lift, but not that opposite shoulder. Deep breath. Fingers are stretched. And exhale. Back to center. Find your tabletop, hold it there, lengthen into those fingers, and slowly lower. Well done.
For our relaxation this week, I hope you'll join me for an energizing visualization. First, we're going to lay back on our mat, relax and let go of any tension. And then we're going to visualize ourselves becoming recharged and energized. Thank you so much for joining us today. And don't forget to subscribe and look out for Pilates on the Water on Facebook and Instagram too. Let's get ready now to relax and unwind.
Lay back in a comfortable position. Allow your muscles to relax. The muscles of your face become loose and smooth, and your jaw relaxes. Your arms and legs become heavy. Feel your shoulders release. Allow your back to sink into the mat. Your belly and chest rise slowly and softly with each gentle, easy breath. Imagine that you have the ability to dissolve slowly. Imagine the solid structure of your body beginning to melt. Each individual cell dissolving, its structure disintegrating, melting away little by little. The cells of the body are unraveling, their connections loosening, each cell parting company from the next. Imagine your body letting go of its solid structure, liquefying, seeping slowly away. As your body dissolves around you, all tension is broken and lost. You feel everything release and let go. There is a feeling of total relief. Feel your mind also letting go, any tension melting and dissolving away. Your thoughts become blurred around the edges, loose and soft. All feelings of urgency or precise focus are also lost. You can abandon clarity. You can forget for a while. Imagine your thoughts are softened, their intensity becoming reduced until your mind is able to float freely, lightly on the surface of awareness. As your body and your mind dissolve, you find yourself becoming part of the airspace your body once inhabited. You are part of each oxygen molecule, light and transparent, free to float upwards on the breeze as you evaporate. You are carried slowly up, high on the wind. You are completely free, liberated from your body and your mind. For a few moments, you are free to fly. Feel the purity of the air, the sky, the sunlight. Absorb the pure energy that surrounds you. Feel the warm glow of pure energy as you pass through a sunbeam. Absorb the light of the sunshine. Feel its higher energy and vibration passing through you. Gazing down, you see the bright, clear reflection of water far below. Its beauty and clarity energizing your sight, your vision. See the white light at the back of your eye. You smell the vibrant smell of the lush green grass and new life of the trees around you. And you feel the new life force waken within you. Nourish your thirst and drink in this bright new zest for life. You absorb the beauty, the vibrancy and energy from all around. Feel your strength growing. You are filled with renewed life energy. You feel strong and powerful, completely recharged. Now relax your breathing even more. Allow the breaths to flow
easily, freely and softly. Long, slow, continuous breaths. Feel yourself begin to float gently downwards with each outward breath. As you let out each breath, you begin to descend slowly, lightly, moving down towards the ground. Now you can begin to rebuild and reform your body. You can decide how to rebuild each cell in your mind's eye. You can make each body part perfectly, without any faults or imperfections. Rebuild and reform your body and your mind. Imagine each cell is now perfect. There is no damage, no pain, no tiredness, no injuries. Imagine your new physical body is whole, youthful, and completely healthy, without limitation. Each cell is filled with the new vibrancy and strength. Incorporate the pure life energy and vitality you have absorbed into rebuilding your perfect body in your mind's eye. Now, as you gather and reform your thoughts, leave out any familiar tension or anxiety. Rebuild your thoughts, but do not acknowledge any fears, worries, or negative thoughts or feelings. Rebuild your perfectly clear, strong, and peaceful mindset. Embrace the feelings of strength, wholeness, energy, clarity. You feel powerful, wise, calm, yet energized. The warm glow of renewed life energy fills your mind and body like a burning golden light. You are radiating a strong, bright, increased aura now. Rejuvenated, revitalized, ready for life.